Hello there, fellow Reachers, and welcome back to another fantastic, controversial, and brutal podcast. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today in this very desperate and uncertain time.
It's been a very gripping time as of late due to COVID-19, or as some people put it, COVID-19, whatever the fucking hell that is.
Yeah, James Johnson surprisingly does know how to spell COVID-19, but
notable and quotable, as it would be.
He probably doesn't even know how to spell his own name.
But more on that shortly as we delve into the Mong news for this past couple of months.
Yeah, well, I don't really think anything much has happened due to the quarantine, but Ross has been active.
Ross Wilcock, everybody, our favourite performer for this series.
He's
He'll have a new track lined up for us later on today.
He's been stuck at home bored, but having a little dance. And he's going to be singing us out.
More to come on that shortly. We've also got, all the way from the USA, a beloved interview with collector, fanatic, movie nerd, as I'd like to term him, and that's good old Shawn C Phillips, everybody. So he'll be joining us shortly.
And America's McDonald's is still closed, and Germany's have just reopened, and that's probably the reason why he's come over, the fat bastard.
That's how we got him in. We got a bag of French fries for him. Anyway, we've also got Lance Anderson, our producer, coming in shortly to give a review on a Disney movie that he's seen as of late. I'm not sure what Disney movie that is.
Yeah, no, it could be anything knowing him. But yeah, we do have Gareth coming live from the Himalayas this time with the weather there. I don't know why that's relevant to
Fantastic.
people.
Keeping our spirits up as always. And speaking of keeping the spirits up, our audience, our fans of the Reicher podcast have been very active over the past couple of months, especially with this quarantine that's been going on, and obviously we've not been able to produce any shows. But Annoying James Johnson has continued.
And you've all been sending in your answers. Well, not answers,
your entries.
Annoying entries, yeah. So hopefully we can get James Johnson's cage rattled again.
Fantastic. And then our last little segment with good old Shawn C Phillips, we will be trying to see how many items he can balance on his bald, rotund head. And there's a competition available there. If you guess how many objects he has gotten on his head, you will win a fantastic pack of prizes.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff to win there, mainly M&Ms, but
it's all we've been able to get our hands on as of late.
Everything else has been wiped off the shelves, unfortunately. But those M&Ms are pretty out of date. So there you go. The next one, obviously finishing everything off with Ross Wilcock singing us out with Pot Wash Fairy Liquid, that very well-known track on his new album. So can't wait for that.
Brilliant.
Guess we should talk about James's little slip up with his COVID-19.
So obviously the COVID-19 situation has more or less taken over the world at this point.
And it's also taken over the Johnsons' household. And
very excitably, they were glad to be going into isolation. Obviously, James doesn't get out much. I think that's a bit of an understatement.
Well, for some reason, he quarantined 3 weeks earlier than everyone else. And in his own words, it was thoroughly enjoyable.
Thoroughly enjoyable. That is a mark above thoroughly enjoyable right there.
Well, for a person that doesn't get out much, he took the news brilliantly. He's not going out, he's staying in, but that's no change to him, but it has normalised that for him now.
Pretty much. So now it's not abnormal to not go out and do fuck all, staying indoors looking at pictures of Ghostbusters all day.
Which, to quote him again, is thoroughly enjoyable.
Which, yeah, we'll try and get a little soundboard of that going out there for you.
Definitely.
Anyway, we've also got good old Ross Wilcock.
Yeah, he's been in isolation, depressed as usual.
He's been somewhat suffering internally as we explore his channel and this new vlog content he's decided to put out there for us.
Yeah, I mean, it is extremely boring content, but if you're a fan of, honestly, spazzy mongoloids talking about the daily activities, which is nothing, that'd be right up your street.
And I'm sure Ross would appreciate the shout out there.
Well, that's another thing I was going to bring up as well. We're single-handedly saving Ross from suicide because we're keeping him in work with his little gigs at the end of the shows, and
he gets a sum of €60 for every single show that he does with us.
Yeah, which he then has to fly back and convert back into pounds sterling. So,
and the money on the flight spent getting here and back, that's probably eating that away. So his earnings are pretty much nil.
But at least it's giving him something to do.
Exactly. Well, it is better than staying in all day, and we applaud him for coming along and being a good sport about it.
Although it does take him about an hour to get into the studio, we've had to get a new disabled lift for him. Because we are on the first floor and it's hard for him to get up the stairs. Sometimes I like to just put an out of order sticker on the lift and watch him crawl up. That scene in The Grudge. Where she's coming out of the well, that's literally what Ross Wilcock looks like trying to get up the stairs. And it's quite funny because it takes them about 3 hours. And with them legs as well, they're all mangled up. It's like, do you know when you put water over a spider and all the legs just mingle in with each other? That's what it reminds me of. And sometimes I just like to sit at the top of the balcony just watching him struggle.
Which is the metaphorical water in this absurd scenario. But after his injuries of being pushed out of a window, obviously he's not doing his best at the moment physically, but hopefully he'll be on the mend very soon.
And one time he was trying to struggle, and I saw the disappointment when he saw the lift was broken. It took him 2.5 hours to get up the stairs. And while he was doing that, I was at the top of the balcony just pouring cold coffee onto him. Funny.
He was probably slipping around, I imagine.
He was, yeah. It was quite funny to watch him struggle.
We should probably feature that on a video, maybe some behind the scenes or some outtakes in the near future.
You will definitely.
It's a shame April Fool's has passed us by, because that would have been a good opportunity.
Yeah, and we'll put some good Elvis tracks on there as well while he's struggling.
A little less conversation, a little less Ross up the stairs.
Yeah, and a lot of his other tracks as well. Yeah.
So that's our little segment there on Mong news. Sadly, not much has been going on in the Mong world. They've all been relatively quiet and they've all stayed indoors, so it's good to know that they're adhering to their government's policy.
It really is, and who wants freaks like that outside anyway?
Keep them locked up. Anyway, moving on, so we've got a great guest spot coming into the Reicher studio today, flown in all the way from the US, having heard that German McDonald's was open again, which is great for him, I suppose. Yeah,
and he's also here for the German DVDs as well.
Because he can't leave those alone.
Shall I go and let him in?
Absolutely. We'll go.
I don't know if he's here, actually. I don't know if he's...
I mean, we can... To be fair, at the moment, we are running on a very limited staff, so It's difficult for us to know who's actually signed in or not, because I know Martha Goggins has had to stay at home with her age bracket.
Say, what a fucking wanker.
Yeah, and Lance, he's literally the only one that came in early enough to actually open up today, so that's good on him. Good on Lance Anderson. I think a round of applause for Lance is definitely worth doing today.
Well, if we had people in the studio, that'd be some worth, but no one's here, so
here's some pre-recorded applause. Fantastic as always.
So I guess I'm gonna have to go and open the studio door, sound door, to see if he's there waiting.
Exactly. Well, while we're doing that, here's some ads. And here we are, we're back, and we've got a very special guest with us in the studio.
Hey guys, Shawn C Phillips here, and I'm going to come at you with a DVD and Blu-ray update.
Well, actually, Shawn, this is a podcast, not a medium for you to promote your Blu-rays and DVDs on, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and another thing, Shawn, you don't even have any DVDs with you at the minute.
So it doesn't really work, Shawn, but go on.
Well, I was going to say, actually, I was at a bus shelter before I got here, and what happened was I was at the bus shelter in Frankfurt, and it took me 5 hours to realize that the studio was in Munich. So what I had to do was I had to wait for that to come, and an old man sort of come over to me and said, what are you doing? And I said, I don't know, really. And I said, I'm supposed to be in Munich. So I came all the way here, and I had to wait in Munich, and then I was sort of playing around with like a Burger King wrapper that someone had left, and I missed the bus.
Well, as fascinating as that story is there, Shawn, really we should just get this Q&A underway, if that's all right with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should probably get things moving, because that story was pretty long and boring.
And it didn't really add much to the podcast, I'm afraid. You'll be having viewers dropping out on us, Shawn.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But what I essentially got from Aldi, I think you call it Aldi, the supermarket. I got some dental to take back to the States with me.
Right.
Shall we start with the questions?
Yeah.
I guess the first question is, how many Blu-rays do you own, Shawn? You seem to have quite a lot in your collection overviews.
Well, the thing is about Blu-rays is that when they first came out, I bought quite a lot of them. But the thing is, the packaging is like blue, so it like doesn't contrast well with the other DVDs. And sometimes I like just spend hours and hours and hours just moving things around the collection. And yeah, does that answer that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a lot of them, basically.
Hey, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, you didn't really answer how many you actually own, but yeah, whatever.
Well, the thing is there, I actually, I don't know. I think it was around 10,000.
10,000?
Yeah!
That's a lot of Blu-rays there, Shawn.
Hey, guys!
Fantastic stuff there, Shawn. Well, one thing that we have noticed from your videos is that, of course, you're quite a fan of not only films, but of fast food.
Well, the thing is, I used to be quite a large fat ass. I remember walking around, and I couldn't even move around, really. So I just kind of sat at home and watched movies all day and ate fast food. Mainly, it was like McDonald's, because I do like McDonald's. But yeah, I currently lost all the weight, but also lost all my hair in the process.
Oh, really? Well, you've come to us today in quite a snazzy-looking baseball cap, if I'm allowed to call it that, like you Yankees do, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, can we get you to take that off, please, Shawn? Just to, I don't know.
Just kind of curious, really.
So we can laugh at it?
Well, normally I would, but I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know what's under there. I've had it on for years.
So this would be like you're unmasking almost.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, well, if you'd like to take the hat off, we'd be more than interested to see what's going on under there.
Well, the thing is with that is, okay, I'll just take it off.
Bloody hell.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Yeah, that looks like some kind of early development of man in the evolutionary stage.
You look very, very primitive there.
I think you should probably put that back on.
Well, I didn't want to freak anyone out.
Tell you what, though, what the viewers would like, and I'm sure you'd agree with this, for Sean's sake at least anyway, but I wonder how many random objects we could balance on that head.
Yeah, I would be interested to know. I reckon we could get to maybe 5.
Maybe 5, yeah, exactly. Well, we'll come back to you with that one, Sean, if that's all right, and we'll do this as a little contest for the listener.
Okay, then.
Excellent stuff there, Sean. Well, 2 questions down, I suppose. A couple more won't hurt. What is your favourite franchise at the moment?
Well, I'd probably say McDonald's, because McDonald's is like that kind of fast food chain that you can always go to and eat from there. Burger King, Greg's, Couplan's, KFC, Wendy's.
I think you've misunderstood the question there, Sean. What we were referring to by franchise, maybe it was my fault for not being specific enough, but I was actually talking in relation to film franchises.
Harvey Weinstein.
You're a fan of Harvey Weinstein?
No. I'm sorry, I misread the question there. I'd probably say Norman Bates from Psycho.
I don't think you've understood the question there again, Sean. He asked what your favourite movie franchise is as well, like sort of series of films.
Oh, Children of the Corn.
Right, okay.
It's not what I imagined you to say there, Sean, but if Children of the Corn is your favourite franchise, then clearly we've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, I've never seen one of the films, to be honest.
But anyway, great answer as always there, Sean.
Should we ask him about Wet Movie? Because I'm a bit curious why he's called Wet Movie.
Yeah, what is the origin behind your good pal Wetmovie1's username there, Sean?
Well, basically, I don't really want to say. It's a bit embarrassing, but he wets the bed.
Oh, right.
Wow. How old is he again, Sean?
He's pretty much 40.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, jeez,
Oh,
that's
still-
not what
still
I
wets-
expected.
What's the bed? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
So you're going on record there to say, Sean, your pal Wetmovie1 is indeed a bed wetter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure that'll be used in court one day for Wetmovie1.
Yeah, I mean, bedwetters do turn into freaks.
Freaky,
rapey
psycho,
freaks.
rapey mass murderers, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he just looks like a mass murderer, so he's got the bedwetting backstory to go with it.
Are you sure, Sean, that Wetmovie1 isn't just a fictional construct that you have created yourself as part of a horror franchise for the YouTube community?
Well, the thing is with Wetmovie1 is that he kind of looks like an aging sort of like an aging plum.
Right.
Well, not really, but he kind of looks like a sort of decaying body. He looks like, as Leafy said, a corpse that's been shocked back to life.
Right. Well,
Right. Well,
that's interesting
Yeah.
enough.
Hey guys!
Well, I guess our final question to you for today, having covered now your channel, your favourite movies, your favourite foods, and of course your best pal, Wetmovie1. What is your favourite curse word?
I don't really swear that much because I'm a Christian, but also a Muslim and also a Jew. So I don't really swear that much, but if I was to swear, I'd probably say fucking cunt, bastard cunt.
Fantastic choice of phrase there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you've just broken your religious belief by saying those words.
Is it true that you're in fact not a Christian and not a Muslim and not a Jew, and that you've just said that so then we would feel bad for asking you such a question there, Shawn?
I am a manipulative bitch.
I could tell, hence the reason why we brought you on the show.
Now I've started, I just can't stop. Fucking fuck, shit, fuck, bastards.
Right, get him out, come on.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt me.
Let's-
Oh, hi guys.
Security.
Hey guys.
Come on.
Fuck.
Right, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, just take him out, yeah. Right, that's him gone.
Wow, what a retard.
We'll be bringing him back later on, probably in restraints, so then we can balance things on top of his rotund bald head.
We'll definitely be shipping him off back to his home country.
Since obviously the flights are delayed, we're going to have to ship him.
Yeah, put him in a box, ship him, that kind of thing.
Get rid, anyway.
Anyway, I think Lance has got a review next for Aladdin, I think he did say.
Did he really? Wow, well, let's bring him in.
Hopefully it's not too racist.
You know what Lance is like? He doesn't really have a filter, a bit like good old Shawn C Phillips there.
Yeah. Surprising from a man who filters everything in his videos.
Exactly.
And now we have Lance Anderson with a review of the Aladdin live-action movie. So here he is, everyone, Lance Anderson.
Hello, everyone out there. It's me, Lance. And this movie's on Aladdin. Or as I called it once, All Lads In, but that was a mistake. I didn't mean that. It was not All Lads In. It was Aladdin. That's what it's called. And basically the plot is about this Pakistani lad zipping about on magic carpet. And I just want to say to him, calm down, lad. I've got a curry here for you, you know what I mean? Princess Yasmina, she can fucking scrub the floor, the bitch, the fucking carpet muncher. Why is it British never get films made of them? Fucking racist.
Wow, well that really was quite the review there. Maybe we might have to edit out a few of the racist parts there because it wasn't really clean.
It depends whether or not YouTube will allow freedom of speech, which is not likely.
I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, so there's that.
True, I mean, let's just see what we get away with, and if it's really that bad, Clock Reacher German will probably pull it from the air.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to do any more of them in the future.
But he does have a YouTube channel called Lance Movie Reviews if you want to catch Lance very regularly.
So if you are a modern day racist, go and check that out because it'll be right up your street. It's definitely fine.
Both racism and films.
What more could you ask for?
But anyway, I believe we've also got Gareth Archer delivering a weather report to us somehow.
Yeah, he's all the way in the Himalayas at the moment. So I don't know if it's relevant to anyone in Germany, but he's going to be doing the weather over there.
So we're a German-based podcast and he's doing the weather in the Himalayas about the Himalayas.
Yeah, I did try to explain this to him, but he seemed quite adamant that he wanted to go to the Himalayas.
I think what he's doing is he's taking advantage of the travel money that we offer him as part of his position.
I think he is, yeah.
So he's probably skiing now down a mountain enjoying himself.
Well, what I've noticed as well is he hasn't done the weather for quite some time, so we pay him monthly, so maybe this has all been a sort of build-up to the funds for this holiday.
Well, I reckon we should get him on now and confront him about this.
I think we should. Right, is there a way we can call him from there?
I'm not sure.
Signal might be pretty bad.
Let's try and Skype call him.
Yeah, let's do that. Alright.
Alright, it's ringing.
Right.
Hello?
Gareth, is that you?
I would just like to know who's talking right now.
Well, it's the hosts of the Reicher podcast, Gareth.
Right?
Would you like to maybe explain yourself, maybe?
Yes, well, I thought I'd make the journey to the mountains.
Right, and for what reason?
Well, to report the weather, of course.
Well, why is that? Because what relevance does that have to Germany, Gareth?
For the sole reason, I guess, that after the lockdown, people might want to know the weather in the Himalayas.
Right, well, to be honest, Gareth, I don't think this is quite cutting it.
Well, I thought this myself, and I seem to be stuck here now indefinitely because of the recent pandemic.
You didn't really think this one through, did you, Gareth?
No, I didn't. And to be quite honest, I am very, very depressed at the minute. I'm not going through a very good period in my life. I'm stuck quite literally in a pit of a cesspit of shit at the minute, which isn't very pleasant. I do have to admit. But the weather is nice. You know, there is a nice breeze coming from the Chinese region of the Himalayas, and it's very much itching the scratch of the cold weather phobia that I have.
Right, well, it sounds as though, despite being a little bit on edge, that you're sort of doing your job, but not to the best of your ability.
Well, it's at the first, when I arrived here through arrivals at the airport, I was mugged, actually, and I got all of my possessions taken from me. So what I did was I went to the police, and having not the ability to speak the local language, they confused me with a local escaped criminal that was also from the UK. I spent about three to 4 months in a Bangladeshi prison, and then got released because they realised that they'd made a very common error. So then I worked my way up the mountains to sort of try and find refuge, and here I am.
Right, well, it sounds as though you've been on quite the adventure, even though you didn't document it, I'm assuming?
No, well, I've got piles.
Well, Gareth, that's just not a good enough excuse.
No, I mean, we've still been paying you no matter where you've been, you know? And quite frankly, you've got no proof to prove that that's even a legit story, so...
So we're paying for you to walk around on holiday with piles?
Actually, Gareth, I've got your iPhone sort of like tracked on my phone, and it's saying that you're in Ibiza.
Is that true?
Well, yeah, I've got his phone number, and sort of like as company policy, we've got to sort of also assign it to our phones.
Oh, Gareth, we've got you now. The GPS has really stitched you up, Gareth.
It really has.
Ah, yes. Well, the reason there is I was in Ibiza on my own, obviously enjoying the sun. Yeah, I left my phone there, actually.
What you're trying to say is you went on a lad's holiday on your own to Ibiza and lost your phone.
Essentially, yes.
Well, the thing that doesn't cooperate with this story, Gareth, is that I've got our expense report here, and there's a note on here regarding 2 plane tickets going to Ibiza.
Fucking hell.
Business class, paid for in full, in advance.
Right. That wasn't me, actually. That was Ashley McGee.
We don't employ Ashley McGee, Gareth.
No, he stole my card, didn't he? The fucking little bastard.
So he stole the company card.
Well, essentially, no. I did it. Okay, I did it. I'll accept. I'll hold my hands up high, and I'll just say that I did it because I was bored out of my mind working here, and I went on a 2-month vacation to Ibiza, and then I'm still in Ibiza, actually. So I've been well and truly stitched up, I'm afraid, by me. I'm the only one to blame, really.
Well, as much as we appreciate your honesty, Gareth, I'm afraid I think this will be where we cut ties on this one.
Yeah, we just can't have a degenerate working for us, I'm afraid.
You're a thief, Gareth.
Well, you win some, you lose some. I'm going to start applying for jobs when I go back anyway. So it's been nice knowing you. And can I just report the weather one last time?
I don't know about that, Gareth.
You're already pushing your luck, Gareth.
Yeah, you won't be getting paid for it if you do, so...
Well, for all time's sakes, just having a look on Google Maps, or at least my iPhone weather here, and it's saying that it's quite sunny in Germany at the minute, so there you go. Peace out. So I'll probably be back in the future if you guys decide to reinstate the contract, if that'll happen.
Probably not, Gareth.
I think you've run your course, Gareth.
We just don't want you working for us anymore. You're a very sly, slippery individual, and you've got a very musty smell to you as well when you're in the studio. So we don't really want to put our employees at risk by them having to smell that in all day, you know?
You are the human embodiment of a weasel.
Yeah, it's a very weird smell. It's like you've just sort of taken a load of dust and left it to sort of like, I don't know, just fester in a corner for about 10,000 years, if that's possible.
And we can't have that.
No. So I'm afraid it's bon voyage, my friend. But you won't be doing the weather, and you won't be employed by us ever, ever again.
So all the best for the future, Gareth, and please remove us from your resume. We do not want to be associated with you.
Okay, guys. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit ill, actually.
Gareth, are you okay?
No.
Gareth?
Gareth?
I don't have a job anymore.
Well, that's the end of that. It's just cut out.
He's clearly quite upset.
He does seem quite upset with his little soul.
Do you think we were too harsh?
No, I mean, he's a thief.
Yeah,
So it's not really anything we can do with that.
He's lucky I guess he's already sort of served his sentence in prison if his story is true by any stretch, but...
I don't think it is, because,
We'll put it this way. Viewers, don't worry. Gareth may suffer with depression, but a couple of socks and a wank and he'll be fine.
Oh dear. Quick cheeky pot noodle and a wank and he should be back to his old self again.
Christ almighty. Annoying James Johnson next?
Yeah, for sure. Let's crack on.
Let's see what you guys have been emailing in these past few months.
Part of the podcast where we check out your comments that have been posted onto James Johnson's YouTube channel. It's that part again, annoying James Johnson.
Just scrolling through here what we've been emailed in from you fellow Reachers, we've got some very unique comments this time. First one comes in from I eaten the apple or it ate me ?
Right.
And he says, you look like an even worse version of some sort of Neanderthal man-ape from the Stone Ages, the only difference being that they were pretty sexy and you are not.
Well, I don't know about this sexy part. I don't find man-apes particularly attractive, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. But I would definitely agree that James isn't.
I think that comment has said more about I eaten the apple or it ate me than James Johnson.
I think it really has. I mean, is it an apple he's eating or is it just a ball sack?
Email in and let us know either way.
Yeah, but I've got another one here from the Puppy Punter, who I don't know if it's like some kind of dog breeder or something, but it's good to know that we've got many people in many different lines of work that despise James. So
excellent. Here's
his comment, or she. Glad I didn't tune in for this. I think we can all agree there. It would have been a waste of my life. Instead, I'm going to sit at home staring at all 9 of my puppies. You look like the kind of bloke who tortures animals for fun.
Oh, God.
And quite right there. I don't know if that accusation is true or not, but there you go.
The words of our fans do not necessarily reflect those thoughts and opinions of the Reicher podcast.
No. Well, for the best, I reckon.
For the best, definitely. We also have a comment from longtime friend of the channel, Lord Christian Partridgedale, PhD.
Oh, fantastic. What an inspirational guy.
I don't think we've had him on before, but we've had many PhD and doctors and many sort of high-ranking people out there who listen to this show. Because they're clearly our main demographic.
They really are, but I think with Lord Christian we would have too much issue with getting him in because he is sort of like top tier member of society. He's a lord, for crying out loud. I think everything is beneath him. So I can understand why he would not come onto this.
If anything, if he wanted to come onto this, he would actually bring us to him, I would have thought.
Yeah, most likely. Pay for private jets and everything like that.
And then he's probably got his own sort of studio that'll be 10 times better than anything we've got. Will
it just be a completely separate mansion, I would imagine.
Exactly.
Which is quite impressive.
But anyway, Lord Christian writes in just to say, you are the physical embodiment of every councillor state in the world combined to form one measly man.
Well, that's really saying something from the, the winner of the Financial Times monthly magazine for most prestigious millionaire, or billionaire, I think it is, he is. So that is quite the statement. He clearly knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. It's overall quite rewarding to see such an incredibly structured comment that is most likely very true.
It really is. It probably wasn't actually typed up by Christian. It was probably typed up by his PA, who was basically typing as he was speaking, most likely, because, he is such a prestigious member of, the... I
think he's just probably one of the most prestigious men in the UK, I would have thought.
Yeah, and the world, probably.
Exactly so. That's definitely a mic drop of a comment, as I'd like to term it.
I'm quite starstruck, actually, that he's actually decided to email in for this feature.
It's a good job we chose that one.
definitely.
Otherwise, he may have chose our heads.
And thanks for the to the PA team of the Partridgedale Corporation for for sending that in to us. And
I believe we've got one last one for this roundup.
we do, yeah. It's from Jez DVD Magic, who is a very well-known magician in Scotland, I believe.
Right.
He's just put in the thumbnail of this video, you look like a massive emu has come along, pelted you in the pumpkin-shaped head that you have, and defecated on your chest.
Oh my god.
I am sure there is a Pornhub category with your name on it. Sadly, this channel is not it, and no amount of magic could ever fix this mess. I am logging off now, cunts.
Wow, that was quite an imaginative comment from Jez.
I'm glad that he delivered his insight there to say that no amount of magic can change him from looking like shit.
I'm sure he's tried.
I'm sure he has, and being quite a successful magician, that's quite something to state.
Absolutely. Well, we're in a bit of a crossroads now because we have to pick a winner.
Wow, I think by default it's Lord Christian, because
exactly.
I mean, you can't really have Lord Christian enter a competition and not win it. It's just unheard of.
Exactly so, yeah. I mean, I guess what we can do with it being such a small majority we've chosen this month for annoying James Johnson, I think Lord Christian, you'll get the main prize, and then we can maybe sort of find some empty cereal boxes to send to the others.
We'll try and make a sort of quite a high donation to the Christian Partridgedale Foundation Trust.
Which is a very, very notable charity in the UK, from what I'm led to understand.
It really is. It's quite a nice charity as well. It goes towards quite a very good cause of funding billionaires' children, so they don't have to work in the future. And I think that is such a great cause.
It's a great use for the money. There's also a sort of side quest on the charity, actually, which I've only recently read up on, but apparently it also funds the boiling of kettles to drown ant nests.
Wow. That's something that they can be doing in the spare time while they're living on that much money.
Well, it just makes them feel all-powerful.
Well, what I love about the charity is it's disguised like it's helping the schools, but it's actually not. It's helping billionaires, No one really wants to put money into schools. It really is just to sort of like help fund the billionaires to keep them richer, and I think that's such a great cause.
Exactly. Well, good luck to everyone that entered. I mean, it's not a rare occurrence, I suppose, that a PhD actually emails in, but for someone of the standard of Lord Christian Partridgedale, this is for sure, I would say, a one-off.
Well, to be honest, I just, I mean, he's a very busy man. He works like crazy throughout the day, making sure that all of his, I think he's got 3 mansions right now, are well maintained, trying to get his gardeners to stay in work and maintain the hedges, I guess.
He does like to watch those hedges get trimmed.
It's not as much as he likes to see them get trimmed. He just likes to make sure the sort of working class scum are sort of put to use.
So he will indefinitely employ them to do things for him, I would have thought.
Absolutely. And, again, just a big shout out to the accomplishments and achievements of Lord Christian Partridgedale. Absolutely, they're billionaires for a reason. We here at the Extra Reach would like to keep it that way. you know.
You guys have earned it, and I hope that we can maintain this very professional relationship with Partridgedale Manor.
Well, that's our demographic, isn't it? The sort of like upper class, not even upper class, but sort of elite of society.
It's an elite few, and they have quite the acquired taste for a show that's as good as this.
It really is. There is a standard to be met. And, you know, if Forbes magazine's anything to go by, we're the number one in that sort of demographic. They choose to listen to us for that reason. So
exciting stuff.
Exploiting scum.
Very much so. Oh, hang on. That's strange. Look at what Shawn has left in the corner. Is that his luggage?
Oh, that is, yeah.
That's strange.
Let's go and investigate that.
See what's in there. I mean, I'm sure he won't mind us poking through his stuff, I suppose.
That's right. Right, let's have a look, see what this is. Oh, fucking hell!
Hey, guys?
Jesus!
Is that Wetmovie1?
Yes, it is. I've been stuck in the bag for about 24 hours.
What have you been doing in a bag for 24 hours, Wetmovie?
Well, I was having sex with my sister, and then I sort of climbed into Shawn's bag.
Well, that's despicable.
Yes, I am despicable.
Well, I guess this is now going to turn into a surprise interview, I suppose. Wouldn't you agree?
I would, yeah. First of all, what do you mean you was having sex with your sister? It's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, we've done it since about 5 years old.
Right. Well, that's probably illegal in most countries in the world.
What? Bloody hell, Ross! What are you doing under there?
You can't do that. It's insects.
It's what, Ross?
Insects in it.
I can't understand what you say. First of all, Ross, why are you under the table?
Because I was looking at Coolduder's balls.
Right, well, stand up and, I guess, take a seat at this point, but what were you saying about Wetmovie1?
Well, I said it's insects if he's having sex with his sister, innit?
Do you mean incest, Ross?
No, because that's like the candles in it, like incense. You get like incense from the candle. No, it's insects.
Just one more time, Ross.
It's insects. I'm not daft.
Well, Ross, I suppose it is a good thing that you've turned up, because we've got an excellent contest planned between both you, Wetmovie1, and now you, Ross Wilcock.
Absolutely. The contest is, or I suppose the aim is, to get as many items as you possibly can and balance them on Coolduder, aka Shawn C Phillips' bald, rotund head.
Emphasis on the bald and rotundness of the head.
Yeah, and also lack of hair.
Exactly. So, what we're going to do, we've assigned each of you 3 distinct items. And the aim of the game, as it would be, is to make sure that all 3 items are balanced on Coolduder's head for approximately 10 seconds.
Well, I didn't agree to that.
Well, you shouldn't have swore like a trooper, Shawn.
I suppose I'll take one for the team then.
Yeah, it's your own fault, really, Coolduder.
But this is your way of making up for it, so if you do a good job with this, we might let you on another show in the near future.
Yeah, and we won't ask you to pay any fines or anything. Because
the radio authority, they are pretty mean.
You went a bit crazy on that chair and you've kind of bust one of the wheels on the bottom of that, so, you know.
Yeah, not really too pleased about that. It was a very good chair.
So what's the fucking item then?
Oh my god.
Oh, we'll just get into that, Ross, for God's sake. You don't need to shout like that.
Sorry.
Are you alright, Ross? You sound a bit intoxicated, maybe?
I'm alright, mate.
I don't think they'd actually allow him near drink, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to. It's like messes with my disability, my legs and stuff like that.
Right, well, not to worry then. So we've, like I said, we've assigned each of you the 3 items. So, Ross, you have got a can of Coke.
What the fuck's that shit?
Well, it's a can of consumable Coke, Ross.
Alright.
You've also got a dictionary, which you could probably use.
I don't know.
And a pencil.
Right.
Right, I suppose I'll give Wetmovie his items. There you go then, mate. Here's your extendable fork.
Yep.
Here's your dictionary.
And sorry, no, there's your mini fridge. Sorry, so I'll get the dictionary back. Give that back to Ross.
Yeah.
And your Rubik's Cube there as well. And you've also got a mini fridge there as well, Wetmovie.
Also note that the mini fridge is fully stocked with approximately 3 bottles of Coca-Cola.
That's an extra 3 then. An extra 3 items.
Exactly, so you're in it to win it, Wetmovie, surely.
Well, I'll maybe share the prize with my sister. Why has she got a fucking mini fridge and I've got a fucking dictionary?
Well, you know, you win some, you lose some, Ross. You know, we just randomly selected the items.
This is basically all that we had left over in the office, so be grateful that you're actually taking part in this contest.
Well, I don't know if I agreed to any of this.
Yeah, we know. We didn't.
We've already been over this, Coolduder.
Well, I don't know about that.
And the prize, which we mentioned at the very start of the show, was some mouldy, out-of-date M&Ms.
Right, okay, your tails, I guess, because you like tails. No, actually, Ross, your tails, because you're gay.
No, I'm fucking not.
Right, okay, so your head then.
So you like head, Ross?
Well, yeah.
So you like giving head to men.
No.
So you want to be tails then?
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much means dicks, so you like dicks.
No.
So you want to be head then?
No.
Let's.
What do you want to be?
For the sake of argument, Ross, your heads, Wetmovie, your tails.
I don't want to be fucking anxious gay to give head.
Well, that'd suit you quite well, Ross, because you are in fact a gay man.
Alright. Well, that's news to me, but fuck it.
And also bear in mind, you're singing us out, remember? So you've got to, get a move on, as it would be. Get your skates on now, Ross. Come on.
Alright, we'll flip this coin then. Right, it's heads, so it is you going first, Ross, unfortunately for Wetmovie. Although he does have the advantage with the items, so,
Let's see who can balance the most items in 10 seconds and hopefully make sure that all 3 items stay on Coolduder's head.
Right, okay, should we set a timer for this then?
Definitely.
So that's his time. Okay.
Right, Ross, you are up. Go ahead.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, okay. Oh, fuck. Can I cook? Right, on the dictionary first.
It's gone. 10 seconds is up. Unfortunately for you, Ross, you managed to balance a grand total of 0.
This is fucking shit. It's fucking unfair. Fuck you, Ross. You sure are a sore fucking loser, you stupid fucking idiot.
Well, we did give you 10 seconds. We timed you in, and we handed you the items. What more could we have possibly have done for you?
A fucking blowjob, probably.
So you are gay?
Right, just go to the back, Ross. You've clearly lost, and you're a sore loser, and you're singing us out as well. So,
Right, fuck you all then.
Right, well, that was Ross's marred attempt at trying to balance free items on Shawn's bald, rotund head.
Fucking tried the best I could.
Okay.
Wet
I
movie.
guess wet movie now. Who has the advantage with the fridge?
So, wet movie, just to go over it again, all you have to do is balance the free items, including the 12 kilo mini fridge, and you have to make sure that stays on Shawn's head for approximately 10 seconds. Can you do it?
Okay, guys, I'm fully understanding of the rules here. So I'm just gonna put everything in the mini fridge and put them on Coolduder's head.
Well, that is such a unique strategy.
Yeah. Let's just crack on, shall we? Because you're starting to creep me out a bit, wet movie. I don't know what it is. I think it's the eyes. You look a little bit like a corpse that's been shot back to life.
That is one of the best Leafy references we could pull out of the bag.
Okay then, if you want to be a bully about it.
Yeah. So we're just gonna
Get the stopwatch.
get the stopwatch. So wet movie.
Coolduder, are you ready?
Well, I don't know about that.
He's ready.
Yeah, it's ready.
I kind of feel like an old woman before she gets put in the oven.
Oh my god.
When she's dead and everything, and then they sort of cremate her. I kind of feel like that, but I kind of feel like I'm kind of still alive and I'm still experiencing it all.
Right. Okay. So we'll crack on.
The less said about that, the better. But anyway, wet movie, you've got 10 seconds to put this mini fridge on Coolduder's bald, rotund head.
Okay then, guys.
Okay. So. Right, okay, you ready? Cool, dude. No, we've already asked that, right? So 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, okay, I'm just gonna bang everything in the fridge. So just bang everything in there, like that. Right, okay, just pick this up like that.
Oh, watch out how you go with that.
Oh, I'm just gonna
Oh, God.
Holy shit. What did you... Wet movie, what have you done?
Wet movie, I think you've just,
I think you've snapped Coolduder's neck. What? Why did you think it would be a good idea to put a 12 kilo mini fridge on Coolduder's bald, rotund head, wet movie?
Well, I didn't mean to. Part of the competition.
wow. That's quite something. We might have to get the ambulance around here.
Yeah, that's, it's not very good, though, is it?
No, I mean, he didn't even make a sound when falling to the ground as well. He just seemed to just knock him out instantly. So
I think you should both be disqualified, and I think Lance should take home the stale M&Ms.
well, he's going to be doing all the work, phoning the ambulance and everything. So, yeah. What movie, if you'd just like to make your way out of the studio, we no longer want you here ever again.
Well, okay, guys. I'll just go back to fucking my sister.
Okay, then.
Excellent. Well, that's him gotten rid of, I suppose.
Yeah, a very strange character. I wouldn't want him back here, I guess. Bit too weird for my liking.
I agree.
Hopefully Coolduder comes around there.
Let's hope so. An F in the chat for Coolduder, please. But shall we have Ross sing us out and actually do something competent with his miserable life?
I think we should. I mean, he is a sufferer of depression, you know. So,
As he often tells us.
giving him in this sort of platform probably stopping him from killing himself. So,
Like
I guess
everything,
that's-
it's a charitable cause.
yeah, I guess that's our giving back to society, I guess.
Excellent.
So yeah, without further ado, everyone, it's Ross Wilcock with his new single, Hot Wash.
So just to make everyone aware, Ross is in fact in a sound booth, so no one can actually basically hear him, or he can't even hear us unless we allow him.
Yeah, it's a newly installed part of our studio we've recently had put in just for special performances from artists, which at the minute is just Ross, because he's the only one that's really sung us out at the end of each podcast.
Every week it's always Ross.
Yeah, hopefully we will get some bigger stars coming. But he lives rent-free in the attic of the studio, so it's kind of...
It's a win-win for him.
Just to drag him out and sing one of his songs that he's been writing up there for the past week. So, he's in there now. Ross, we're going to turn your mic on, so we'll be able to hear you. But I can't stress this enough. If I switch this switch, we'll not be able to hear you. We can at the minute because I've turned your mic on, okay?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, as long as that's clear then. But yeah, it's a nice little room, I suppose. We've just had it installed, and it's got a nice door with a lock on it.
Some nice padded walls, which are made from some of the finest soundproof fabrics that we could obtain.
Can't stress that enough. The door's got a lock on it.
So, Ross, do you want to give us your live music performance now?
Yeah, I'll do it now.
So, basically, I can't stress this enough, guys. If I press this switch, we will not hear him. And if the door has a lock on it, and there is no other way
in or out,
sunroof. But yeah, having said that, Ross, take it away.
Right, let's get this fucking shit staying on the road. I've got lyrics in my back pocket. Fucking hell. Just been scrumpled up that. Right. Okay, yeah. Power wash. Yeah. Working at the power wash. Yeah. Sing it with me. Power wash. Yeah. Working at the power wash. Your mic has been cut off and the door has been locked. Stay tuned next week for more Reicher podcast.
Right, okay, that was, I see he's in there now, banging, trying to get out. He looks quite angry.
Is that gas leaking into the room?
No, what it is, it's a high compression chamber. So it's slowly draining the oxygen out of the room.
Ah, right.
And we should maybe try and get him out now.
Let's wrap up the episode then and and get him out of there, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose. He doesn't look very happy.
No, he's banging on. Why is he taking his clothes off?
Yeah, I think that the heat has gone up in there as well to a dangerous level.
Right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Reicher podcast. Tune in next week when we will be having a best of clip show featuring Dominic Calvito in the studio.
Yeah, and the good news for us is we can just pre-record this after this one and not even have to turn up.
Exactly, so tune in for the Dominic Calvito special.
See you later, everyone.